Hello, everyone.
Oh, she's going. Oh.
When Mother Nature unleashes her fury, everything we build can vanish in the blink of an eye. From tsunamis and landslides to ferocious storms, every second is enough to make your blood run cold. Are you ready to face nature's wrath? Stay tuned for spine-chilling moments and brutal wake-up calls that Earth delivers to humanity. A sudden landslide struck a road in Shillong, trapping several residents and vehicles. As rocks and soil tumbled down, some people quickly fled the danger zone. However, others remained just to record the scene, ignoring the imminent risk. Huge rocks tumbled relentlessly from the mountainside, slamming violently onto a narrow road. A man walking nearby was suddenly trapped in the chaos of falling debris, forcing him to flee in a panic. Miraculously, he escaped unscathed, just inches away from being buried alive in this terrifying landslide. This is the heart-stopping moment when 3 tourists narrowly escaped death by mere seconds. On West Bay Beach in Dorset, a rare video captured 400 tons of rock, some the size of cars, breaking off a 150-foot-high sandstone cliff without warning. It started with a faint dust cloud, and just 4 seconds later, the entire cliff face crashed down on the exact spot where they had just been standing. When nature lashes out without a sign, how many chances do we really have to survive? After days of heavy rain, the rock layers on a cliffside were severely eroded. As a car was driving along a mountain pass, an entire section of the slope suddenly collapsed, sending a cloud of dust and rolling boulders crashing down directly in front of the vehicle. In a split-second decision, the driver reversed and escaped. A moment's hesitation, and the car could have been flattened. Due to prolonged heavy rains, a cliff in Yibin City, Sichuan Province, China, suffered a dramatic landslide on August 24th. Massive rocks unexpectedly thundered down the slope, narrowly missing a passing vehicle. Fortunately, the driver hit the brakes just in time and avoided disaster by a hair's breadth. This terrifying scene serves as a haunting reminder of Mother Nature's sudden and unforgiving wrath. A ship was drifting in the open sea when it was suddenly hit by massive waves crashing down repeatedly, causing the deck to tilt violently. The cause? A sudden shift in weather conditions right in the heart of the ocean. In this tense moment, the crew had to act fast to hold their positions and regain control of the vessel. In the end, although the ship was tossed about fiercely, no one was injured. Once again, the ocean proved how unpredictable and unforgiving it can be. A powerful earthquake struck without warning, sending violent tremors through the ground. Instantly, a man grabbed a child and bolted out of a store as shelves began to collapse behind them. Thanks to his quick reaction, they both escaped death by mere seconds, just ahead of nature's brutal fury. A raging wildfire suddenly erupted in Buzarura Fernana, rapidly engulfing the entire area in flames. The fire spread at terrifying speed, carrying suffocating heat and thick black smoke. Locals were thrown into chaos, fleeing in desperation from the wild and merciless wrath of Mother Nature. A sudden landslide occurred just inches from the roadside, mere moments after two motorcyclists had zipped past. In the blink of an eye, a torrent of earth and rock thundered down from the slope, bearing the road behind them. The breathless intensity of the scene leaves viewers in shock, revealing just how quickly nature can turn deadly. Giant rocks kept tumbling down the mountainside toward a small village below. Thankfully, every resident managed to evacuate just before disaster struck. Once again, nature unleashed its terrifying power, yet it also served as a stern warning that we must never let our guard down against its unpredictable force. A massive boulder suddenly broke loose from a hillside, right as traffic below had stopped due to congestion. The rock slid violently, shaking the ground with a deafening crash that echoed across the area. Luckily, no vehicles were in its direct path. But the chilling moment served as a harsh reminder. Nature can erupt without warning, and complacency can cost lives. After days of continuous heavy rain, the cliffs near Kodi Bridge in Chamba, Himachal Pradesh began to crack. Suddenly, masses of earth and rock came crashing down into the ravine, raising dense clouds of dust that blanketed the entire roadway. The breathless moment left passers-by standing frozen, acutely aware of their vulnerability against nature's might. A gigantic boulder suddenly came crashing down, slamming into a truck that had been stranded on a mountain road. Fortunately, the driver and nearby individuals had already escaped from the vehicle just in time, avoiding serious harm. However, the truck was completely crushed under the sheer weight of the rock. The scene was chilling. 1 second of delay could have led to unthinkable tragedy. A catastrophic flash flood swallowed an entire street under a torrent of roaring water. Vehicles, including buses and heavy trucks, were tossed around like toys by the raging current. Chaos erupted as car horns blared in vain, and the water kept rising relentlessly. Luckily, many people managed to escape their vehicles and reach safety, but the damage to property was inevitable. At a base camp in Alaska, 150 climbers were waiting patiently for clear weather to begin their ascent. When suddenly, a massive avalanche thundered down toward them. In an instant, the peaceful scene turned into a blinding white nightmare. The unexpected snowslide sent everyone into a panic, with people frantically rushing for cover. A severe landslide struck between Roli and Kadunala on the Tandi-Sansari route, cutting off a vital transportation link between Lahore and Pangi. Enormous chunks of rock and debris slid down from the cliffside and crashed directly into the Chandrabhaga River below, creating a scene of total chaos and extreme danger. On the treacherous mountain pass between Roli and Kadunala, a massive boulder suddenly cracked and plummeted just inches away from a parked truck. The terrifying moment left everyone frozen in shock. Just a few seconds slower, and a devastating disaster could have unfolded. A severe landslide struck a scenic mountain road when an enormous rock came crashing down, kicking up clouds of dust and instantly blocking the route. In mere moments, the scene turned chaotic and dangerous. It's a stark reminder that even the most beautiful roads can become deadly when nature spins out of control. Due to weakened soil after prolonged heavy rains, a 3-story house suddenly tilted and collapsed before the eyes of local residents. As clouds of dust billowed into the air, the entire area plunged into chaos. That moment served as a stark reminder that even the smallest shift in nature can wipe away everything humans have painstakingly built. A reckless couple posed for photos on a seaside cliff, just as furious waves roared beneath them. Suddenly, a monstrous wave slammed into the rocks and sent both of them tumbling in the blink of an eye. Nature may be breathtaking, but within its beauty lies a fury that defies prediction. Along what seemed like a peaceful coastal scene, a sudden hailstorm erupted, sending beachgoers scrambling for shelter under umbrellas. The relentless pounding of hailstones mixed with howling wind created an atmosphere of pure chaos. Nature can turn in seconds. Never underestimate its wrath. Due to the heavy accumulation of snow after days of deep cold, a massive avalanche suddenly struck Meili Mountain in Yunnan Province, China. Gigantic masses of snow thundered down the mountainside, forming a white wave that engulfed the area below. Even from a distance, visitors were left in awe and terror at the overwhelming display of nature's absolute power. As Typhoon Doksuri made landfall, powerful gusts and blinding rain triggered a sudden tornado. In an instant, trees were flattened and everything outside was swept up in a chaotic whirlwind. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss any breathtaking and unexpected moments of nature. A massive wave suddenly crashed onto the rocky shore, sending everyone who had been enjoying the day into a frenzy of panic. Screams echoed in every direction as adults scrambled to find a way to escape. What had been a peaceful scene turned into chaos in the blink of an eye. Nature gives no warning, and complacency can come with devastating consequences. On May 31, 2021, drone footage captured a terrifying moment at Bingham Canyon Mine in Utah, where a massive landslide occurred. An entire section of the enormous pit suddenly collapsed, unleashing a torrent of earth and rock that roared down like an avalanche, obliterating everything in its path. Fortunately, no lives were lost thanks to prior evacuations, but the sheer scale of destruction sent chills down viewers' spines. On August 29, 2022, a violent landslide struck Cosmiques Ridge, one of the most treacherous parts of Mont Blanc. A colossal rock mass unexpectedly broke apart and thundered down the slope at terrifying speed, generating a booming sound like thunder that echoed across the valley. Climbers scattered in fear, rushing to find shelter. Torrential rain and violent winds suddenly swept through Beijing, throwing the entire city into disarray. Trees were uprooted, and pedestrians struggled against the pounding gusts. Nature wasn't just venting its fury, it was sending a brutal message. Even in the heart of a modern metropolis, humans remain small and vulnerable in the face of Earth's primal power. A stretch of highway suddenly turned into a war zone as massive rocks tumbled down from the mountainside, blocking lanes packed with moving vehicles. Cars were forced to slam on their brakes amid the chaos, while drivers sat frozen in shock, staring at nature's terrifying ambush. Just one more second, and those boulders, weighing hundreds of kilograms, could have crushed anything in their path. Chilling and horrifying footage captured the moment a landslide struck the Itanagar Zero Road in Arunachal Pradesh. In an instant, the entire hillside collapsed onto the road, unleashing a torrent of earth, stone, and suffocating dust. While cleanup crews rushed to the scene, terrified travelers fled for their lives, desperate to escape a threat that gave no warning. The moment a massive tidal surge swallowed South Beach sent shivers down everyone's spine. If you don't want to miss more terrifying disasters like this, hit that subscribe button now before it's too late.